Welcome to Balance and Stability. This is class number 4 of our beginners series. Let's start standing up for this class. And let's go straight away into our mountain pose. At this stage, mountain pose should be a little bit easier to connect with. So let's just press through the four corners of our feet, having your palms facing forward. Let's just warm up by doing one round of sun salutation A and one round of sun salutation B. So from your Tadasana, arms are going to reach up. We take a full breath in. As we exhale, bend your knees into a forward fold. Halfway lift is your breath in. Step it back into high plank as we breathe out. Take a full inhale in your high plank. Knees down or chaturanga as we exhale. Coming into cobra pose or upward facing dog, taking a full breath in. And then downward facing dog as we breathe out. Bend your knees, look forward, and step one foot, other foot into a forward fold. Halfway lift, take an inhale, shoulders back. Fold forward as we exhale. Push through the feet, arms reach up, breath in. Hands to your heart, hands next to your hips, and breathe out. Sun salutation B. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, chair pose. Take an inhale in your chair pose. As we exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, full breath in. Plant your hands, high plank as we exhale. Knees or no knees, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga or all the way down to the belly in a straight line. Cobra or upward facing dog, take a full inhale. Downward facing dog is your exhale. Step the right foot forward, left heel down. Warrior one, full inhale, left hip forward. As we exhale, hands come down to the floor into a high plank position. Take a full breath in, chaturanga as we breathe out. Upward facing dog or cobra, take an inhale. Downward facing dog is your breath out. Step the left foot forward, right heel down, arms up, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1, inhale. As we exhale, hands come down to the floor. High plank position, full inhale. Chaturanga or knees down to the floor as we exhale. Cobra or up dog, full breath in, shoulders back. Downward facing dog as we exhale. Take a full breath in your down dog. Take a full breath out and let it go. When I look forward, we're just going to step the right foot forward. And then we're going to turn towards the left side of our mat, having your 10 toes pointing to the side of the mat. Have your hands along the waist, and inhale coming all the way up to stand. Okay, so let's prepare for our, this class, as it says, is called Balance and Stability. So we're going to do some poses that will require to use our legs a little bit more. Okay, so the first one is called Prasarita, Padottanasana, or wide-legged standing forward fold. So the positioning for your legs in this asana or in this pose is that if you open your arms to the side, exactly where your wrist is exactly where your heel is going to be. Okay, so just making sure that that's happening. With your feet, either they are parallel to each other, so 10 toes pointing forward, or you can have your toes slightly in and your heels slightly out. Okay, so it all depends on how your hips feel in both alignment of your feet. Okay, so let's start with your hands along the waist, All right, I'm gonna take a full breath in, and then as we exhale, start to send your hips back as you arrive in a forward fold. Right, once you arrive in your forward fold, I'm actually gonna turn to the side so you can see the alignment of my body. Okay, so in your forward fold, in this wide-legged forward fold, what we try to do is just to really keep that tailbone pointing up towards the ceiling. Okay, and I want you to, if your hamstrings are a little bit too tight, either you micro bend your knees or you bend your knees a lot, but just keep that tailbone pointing up to the ceiling. If your hands don't reach the floor, please don't worry. You can place your hands to the outside of your legs, or you can just keep your holding opposite elbows to opposite hands. Okay, but I prefer for you to have your hands outside your legs, so this is going to help you to sort of feel more supported as you keep sending your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Now notice that your shoulders are moving away from the floor, so don't let them drop down to the mat. Lift them all the way up, and notice how the sides of the neck are very long as well. Now don't drop your head, keep the head aligned to the back of the body. Take a full breath in here, and then as we exhale, see if you can move your chest down instead of your head. So your chest is moving towards the floor, maybe a little bit more. If you are able to bring your hands down to the floor, just drop both hands shoulder width apart, and they are aligned with the inside of your feet. And when you bend your elbows are moving towards the back. Okay, so take a full inhale here. Stay here as you exhale, tailbone all the way up, all the way up. Okay, hands along the waist, and then as we inhale, we come all the way up to stand. And then slowly feet together, and we arrive here. Okay, so let's just repeat that Prasarita Padottanasana again. Okay, so let's bring our feet wide, and let's have our arms open. Okay, so just to measure where your feet are gonna be. Hands along the waist, take a full breath in. As we breathe out, send your hips back as you start to lower towards the floor. Remember, don't drop your head, okay? So keep everything aligned to the back of the body. Micro bend your knees if you need to, hands to the outside of your legs or hands to the floor, shoulder width apart, and aligning your hands to the inside of your feet. Okay, take a full breath in. If you're gonna lower a little bit more, think about your chest moving to the floor instead of your head. And then hands along the waist. Inhale, we come all the way up, all the way up, all the way up to stand. Okay, bring your feet together. And we arrive in Tadasana mountain pose again. Okay, let's do our tree pose. Okay, so for tree pose is a balancing pose. So we're gonna start with having both hands along the waist, and we're gonna start balancing on the left foot. Okay, so let's pick up the right knee off the floor and start to open that leg to the side as much as you can, and then placing that foot underneath your knee or above your knee. Okay, while we're trying to look in a tree pose, you can even keep the toes down on the floor the whole time. Okay, so whatever you are, what I want you to think about is to really lengthen the sides of the body. Okay, and your pelvis stays pointing forward, so both hip points or both like those bones on the front of your hip that are a bit sticky or sticking out, I want you to make sure that they are in a straight line. Okay, so maybe holding them with your hands, so just to make sure that it's happening as the right knee opens to the left a little bit more. Okay, now make sure this left leg or the standing leg is really working and really engaged. So engaged maybe the left glute, so just to help you to stay here. Arms open, just for one more breath. And then slowly lowering the right foot down, back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Okay, let's go to the other side, hands along the waist, and then left knee comes up, and slowly opening to the left. Make sure those hip bones stay aligned with each other, and then left foot inside the right leg. Okay, bringing your hands to your heart to start with, and making sure both sides of the waistline are long, sides of the neck are long as well, shoulders are back and relaxed. Now really engaging the right leg by squeezing the right glute as much as you can, just to have more stability. Maybe opening your arms, and then slowly lowering this left leg all the way down, back to Tadasana. The next pose that we'll do together is called extend hand to big toe. In Sanskrit it's called Utthita Hasta Padagustasana, which is in English is a little bit easier. For this one, I will invite you to maybe go close to a wall, just to make the balance a little bit easier. And I will do it with you with the wall, but let's just, I'll want to show you how to start with. So this one is when we hold the big toe with our peace fingers from the inside of the leg, and we just hold on to the big toes, and then slowly we're going to extend this leg forward. Okay, so I'll go here. I've got a wall next to me. I'm in my Tadasana alignment, and I'm going to start with the right hand onto the wall, and then I'm going to bring the left knee all the way up towards my chest. Okay, more than welcome to stay here just holding onto the front of the left knee, but if you want to try the full pose, peace fingers from the inside of the left leg catching the big left toe. Okay, now notice how I'm leaning forward. Okay, so I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to lean back, having the back of my body straight, and really hugging that toe with my peace fingers. Rolling the left shoulder back and down a little bit more. And then as I inhale, I start to extend my leg forward. Okay, so you can stay with the knee bent, no problem. But if you want to try to go all the way, as I inhale, I really invite the left heel forward to extend my leg completely. Left shoulder moves back and down as I stay here and I breathe. Keep moving the left shoulder back and down. Keep noticing that standing leg steady. And then slowly knee to chest and coming all the way down. Okay. We turn around, we do it on the other side. We have our Tadasana alignment. Your feet are parallel to each other. And then bringing the right knee up, holding the front of the right knee, or from the inside, peace fingers catch the big right toe. All right, moving the right shoulder back, and then as we breathe in, we start to extend this leg forward. Okay, and then notice how the shoulder moves forward. I want you to pull the right shoulder back as much as you can. And as I breathe in, I start to invite the right heel forward. Keep moving the right shoulder back. Remember, you can stay with your knee bent the whole time, no problem. Okay, we're just going to take one more breath. And slowly bring the knee to chest, coming all the way down into our Tadasana. Nice. All right. Take a full inhale. So let's stand on the front of our mat. We're going to take a full breath in. Bring your arms up. As we exhale, we fold all the way. Okay, halfway lift. Take a full inhale. Step it back into a downward facing dog as we exhale. We look forward. We bend both knees. We sit down. All right, let's go into our boat pose, which works the whole front of the body and sides of the body. So we're going to start by taking the back of our legs with both hands, just to encourage the chest to stay open. So moving the shoulders back, chest forward, relax the shoulders down. So you can stay here if this is enough. Okay, just make sure your toes are not pressing down onto the floor. You're trying to make those toes a little bit lighter. Or if you want, you can reach your legs up, flexing your toes or pointing flex your toes. and creating that L shape with your legs. Maybe you want to let go and bringing your arms forward. Okay, now with your hands, I like to send my palms up towards the ceiling so I can encourage the shoulders to stay moving back and keeping that chest broad and open. Okay, so we're gonna take a full breath in. We're gonna stay here as we breathe out. If you wanna try something a bit more, you can extend your legs. You can even point your toes, chest open, chest forward, and then slowly coming all the way down. All right, then from here, we're gonna lie down on our back. I want to make sure our knees are parallel to each other, our feet are parallel to each other. Okay, so actually before coming to the floor, just come up for a moment. We set up our feet first, to hips width apart. Okay, so we make sure where our hips are, our feet are going to be. We're going to bring our heels a little bit closer to our hips. So when we lie down, we don't have to adjust them that much. Okay, and then we're gonna bring our heels a little bit closer to our body. So our middle finger is just brushing the back of your foot. Okay, that's when you know that maybe the alignment is it's a little bit more appropriate for the pose. Okay, so brushing the back of your heels with your middle finger. And we're gonna make sure that we're pressing onto the four corners of our feet. Okay, we're gonna move up into what we call bridge pose. So as you press into the four corners of your feet, I want you to, with the breathe in, I want you to start to send your hips up towards the ceiling. Okay, once you arrive in this position, I want you to readjust again the feet. So making sure the four corners of your feet are pressing down. And just don't let the knees to splare out. Keep the knees parallel to each other. So maybe try to press the big toes a little bit more onto the floor so those legs stay grounded and steady. All right, now pushing through the feet a bit more, see if you can lift your hips a little bit higher and you can feel the back of the body getting very, very engaged. And maybe you can interlace your fingers underneath your body and just sort of roll the shoulders in just to encourage that chest to stay open. Okay, so you are actually sort of resting on the back of the shoulders a little bit more. Okay, and then as you breathe in, try to send your hips a little bit higher, hugging the knees towards the midline of the body. And then as you exhale, you ground those feet a little bit more. And then slowly coming all the way down. Okay, bring your knees towards your chest, give them a big, big hug. And then slowly lie all the way down. Okay, slowly. You can roll to one side, or you can stay lying down on the floor if that's what you need. So thank you for joining me for class number 4 of the beginners series, and I'll see you next time to learn a little bit more.